He had lost his way. The path that once seemed so clear was now shrouded in uncertainty and doubt. Years of bad choices and hardened emotions had taken their toll. The weight of his decisions pressed down on him, making each day a struggle. His faith, once a guiding light, flickered like a candle about to be extinguished. It was a fragile hope, barely holding on in the darkness. Each day felt heavy, filled with regret and a sense of being utterly lost. The streets he walked were empty, mirroring the void inside him. His name was Daniel, and he had known better times. Memories of joy and laughter seemed like distant echoes, almost unreachable. He remembered the warmth of love, the comfort of faith. Those moments were his anchor, keeping him from drifting completely into despair. But life had a way of testing even the strongest. The storms he faced were relentless, pushing him to his limits. He had made mistakes, hurt those closest to him, and in the process lost a part of himself. The pain of his actions haunted him, a constant reminder of his failures. The world seemed to mirror his inner turmoil. The chaos outside was a reflection of the storm raging within him. Grey skies were a constant, a physical representation of the emptiness within him. The sun seemed like a distant memory, just like his happiness. He had become a ghost, haunting the streets he once walked with purpose. Now he wandered aimlessly, searching for a glimmer of hope in the darkness. One cold evening, seeking refuge from the biting wind, Daniel stumbled into a local church. The night was harsh and the cold seemed to seep into his very bones. He had been wandering the streets, lost in thought and direction, when the warm glow of the church lights caught his eye. He didn't know why he went in. Maybe it was a subconscious plea for help or a fleeting memory of solace. The church, with its high ceilings and quiet corners, felt like a sanctuary from the chaos of his mind. The music was soft, a gentle melody that washed over him. It was as if the notes were speaking directly to his soul, offering a comfort he hadn't felt in years. He sat in the back pew, hidden in the shadows, and listened. The dim light and the soft music created a cocoon of peace around him, allowing him to breathe a little easier. The pastor spoke of forgiveness, of second chances, of the unwavering love of God. His words were like a balm to Daniel's wounded spirit, each sentence peeling away layers of guilt and regret. His words resonated deep within Daniel, stirring something that he thought was long gone. It was a feeling he had almost forgotten, a sense of hope and possibility. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, a flicker of hope sparked in his heart. That night, Daniel prayed. He prayed with a fervor he hadn't known he possessed, his heart pouring out all its burdens. He prayed for strength, for guidance, for the ability to forgive himself and seek forgiveness from those he had wronged. Each word was a step towards healing, a step towards reclaiming his life. The words came out in a torrent, raw and filled with pain, but also with a glimmer of hope. In that sacred space, Daniel found a small but significant piece of himself that he thought was lost forever. The road to redemption was not easy. It was filled with obstacles and moments of doubt, where the past seemed to cast a long shadow over the present. There were apologies to be made, amends to right. Each apology was a step towards healing, a bridge mending the chasm that had formed over years of hurt and misunderstanding. Daniel approached each step with a newfound humility, his faith slowly returning like a sunrise after a long, dark night. He found solace in quiet moments of reflection, where he could confront his past and seek guidance for his future. Some wounds, he learned, ran too deep for complete healing, but the act of seeking forgiveness was in itself liberating. Writing heartfelt letters to those he had wronged became a cathartic process, each word a step towards inner peace. He reconnected with his family, his voice trembling as he acknowledged his mistakes. The conversations were difficult, filled with tears and raw emotions, but they were necessary for the healing process. Their embrace, hesitant at first, was a balm to his soul. It signified a tentative step towards rebuilding trust and love that had been fractured. He saw the pain he had caused reflected in their eyes, but also a glimmer of forgiveness. It was a delicate balance of sorrow and hope, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. With each act of contrition, Daniel felt the weight on his shoulders lessen. Acts of service became his way of giving back. was as if he was emerging from a long, dark tunnel, finally stepping into the warmth of daylight. He was not the man he used to be, but he was becoming a better version of himself, one step at a time. Each day was a new opportunity to grow, to learn, and to continue the journey of forgiveness and self-improvement. Daniel's journey had come full circle. As he took his last breath, a sense of peace washed over him. He found himself in a place of light and warmth, a place he instinctively knew was heaven. Jesus stood before him, arms open wide, welcoming him home. "Well done, my good and faithful servant," Jesus said, his voice filled with love and compassion. Daniel felt a profound sense of belonging and joy. He was finally home, embraced by the eternal love he had sought all his life. The struggles, the pain, the moments of doubt, all seemed to dissolve in the overwhelming presence of divine love. The path to redemption, though fraught with challenges, had led him to this moment of eternal peace. It was a reminder that no matter how dark the journey, the destination could be filled with light and love. Daniel's story is a testament to the power of forgiveness and the promise of a new beginning, not just in this life but beyond. As he stood there basking in the light, he knew that every step, every hardship had been worth it. He was home at last.